This is the BLUETTI Solar Generator AC300 and B300K expansion battery with two 200-watt foldable solar panels included. When you first see this, it's a pretty big unit with a modern look. The handles are built in, which definitely helps since the whole package is on the heavy side, coming in at just under 145 pounds if you use both the main unit and the expansion battery together. Even so, the modular design makes it more portable than a traditional, large, single backup generator. For me, the fact that these two pieces can be separated, moved, and connected with sturdy cables makes it a lot more practical if you need to bring backup power to a remote area, a job site, or just use it outside without any hassle. From my experience setting this up at home, I'd say the user interface is pretty friendly, even if you're brand new to solar generators. On the front of the AC300, you've got a clear touchscreen that tells you what's going on, how much power you're using, how charged your batteries are, and what's coming in from solar or seat charging. It didn't take me long to figure out the different menus. If you've ever used a tablet, getting used to this screen is simple. One of the key features that really makes this stand out is the expandability. By default, the AC300 comes with the B300K expansion battery, which gives around 2,764.8 hours of capacity. To give you an idea, that's enough to run a full-size refrigerator for about a day, or charge a typical laptop about 30 times. But if you need more, you can actually connect up to 4 of these B300K batteries, maxing out at over 11,000 watt-hours. That means if you had a big power outage or a week off-grid, you're covered for a while, more time than most smaller units can provide. Charging is super flexible, and that's honestly been a relief for me. I tried plugging it straight into the wall to top off the battery, and it charged surprisingly quickly considering its size. But the real highlight is how easily it works with solar. I set up the two 200-watt foldable solar panels that come with the kit. Even on an overcast day, I got about 350 to 400 watts combined. On a sunny day, it pushes even closer to the full 400 watt. The included panels fold up like briefcases, so storing or moving them is simple. They're light enough to set up yourself, and you just lay them outside and plug them into the main unit with the included cables. For anyone starting out with solar, you don't need to know a bunch of technical stuff. Just plug and play. Inside the unit are LiFePO4 batteries. If you haven't heard of those before, they're a type of lithium-ion battery, but with better safety and much longer life. This means the batteries can last for thousands of charging cycles. BLUETTI rates them for 3,500 cycles to 80% capacity. For folks like me, who plan to use this every summer for camping or every time there's a storm, long battery life lets you get your money's worth. The next part that impressed me is the inverter. What that means in plain English is that the AC300 can turn the battery's stored power into usable electricity, pure sine wave AC, just like your home outlets. This model gives you up to 3,000 wattlets of continuous, and it even handle a surge up to 6,000 watts. That's more than enough for almost all household appliances, including things like refrigerators, microwaves, or even small air conditioners. For me, that's peace of mind during blackouts. I don't have to pick just one critical device. I can run my fridge, a couple of fans, charge phones, and still have room to spare. The ports on this thing cover nearly everything. Besides the 6 standard AC outlets, you get USB-A, USB-C, which is handy for laptops and newer phones, a car port, even a wireless charging pad for your phone. What stood out is the NEMA TT30 and 30A RV port. As someone who takes occasional RV trips, it's perfect for plugging in and running key appliances when you're at a rustic site or parked somewhere off-grid. Setting up the backup system for home use wasn't too hard. The AC300 and B300K can be tied into your home's wiring as a 24/7 uninterruptible power supply, or UPS. So if the grid goes down, it'll automatically switch over and keep everything running. Just a heads up, if you plan to use this as backup for the whole house, you need a licensed electrician to set up the transfer switch. I spent several days watching videos and reading up before deciding on the expansion battery instead of jumping straight into the split-phase setup, which is for people who need 200-volt output to run things like deep well pumps. Some folks online had issues when using non-BLUETTI transfer switches, so that's worth checking if you're serious about full house backup. Honestly, the potential complexity made me pause, but for basic emergency coverage, just plugging in devices works great. I did notice that while the screen gives you live info on power consumption and battery stats, I wish there was a way to track how much total power you've used or generated in a day. Maybe future updates will offer more detailed daily stats, because that would help a lot in planning solar usage or figuring out how much you need to recharge overnight. When it comes to portability, the combined weight of the AC300 and B300K is the main drawback. Unless you're really strong, you'll want a cart or help moving these around, especially if you're setting them up somewhere far from your garage. But for the amount of storage and output you get, I think it's a fair trade-off. Once in place, the unit feels tough, durable, and well-built. I should mention the price too. The AC300 and B300K isn't a budget kit, but you can really see where your money goes. The batteries, inverter, and solar options bring way more power and flexibility than smaller backup units or gas generators, and there's no noise or fumes. I looked at other brands before settling on this, and the modular setup, battery chemistry, and warranty were big selling points. In my opinion, it's perfect for anyone who wants a reliable home backup system, is prepping for outages, or likes going off-grid with an RV. Some people may find the installation or size a challenge, but honestly, once set up, it gives you confidence that you'll have power when you need it, whether it's for the fridge, medical devices, or just keeping the lights on and the family comfortable. From my experience, both the setup and daily use have been pretty easy. The product manual is clear, and if you run into trouble, there's a growing online community and plenty of videos out there. My only regret is not adding the second battery sooner, because doubling the capacity means I can relax through those longer stormy stretches. I had a few doubts about whether to do split phase for the full house backup, but for now, this covers almost everything I need. In conclusion, the BLUETTI Solar Generator, AC300A and B300K expansion battery stands out as a solid, powerful option if you need flexible, high-capacity backup power. It's easy enough for someone new to solar to figure out and sturdy enough for serious users. I'd recommend this for homeowners, RV owners, or anyone wanting to be prepared for the unexpected. I'll leave the details about the BLUETTI Solar Generator AC300 and B300K expansion battery in the comments for you to check out. See you in the next video.